If you've been here before, then you know that I live by the mantra that creativity is an addiction. Those blessed by the opportunity to bring simple, single thoughts to the outside world and turn it into books, movies, music, and more usually lead a very busy and very, very occupied life. We put a lot of what we live into the veins of creativity, like that of an addiction. Well, I brought that up recently to one of the singers on NBC's The Voice. She kind of planted a different point of experience. She said creativity is a necessity, which means required, indispensable. Other necessities include food, clothing, and getting plenty of rest. Creativity is. What's your answer? Creativity is. Now, for so many people, it's a reason to run, to fear the act of judgment, not having enough time to see it through. Saying no keeps you away from having to deal with it. Yet the mental damage on the inside is collected steam that's going to pop your pipes if it's not properly released. Creativity is. Hey, it's Arrow. This is The Daily Mess, a chronological walk through an everyday world. I am a daily writer. Taking the time to observe the world. Keyword there, time. Having the patience to take time and allow it to create a language that you understand and that you can grow with. You can pick it apart all you want. Time is always going to be moving forward. But the question is, can you make friends with time? This is The Daily Mess. Creating your own space. Making more room for you. Not keeping distance, but just making room to fit in. But not make it so tight. My master in martial arts used to teach us all the time that we'll become better martial arts students when we stand on the sidelines. Oh, it took a moment for me to understand that philosophy. I mean, who wants to be watching versus being out there on that floor doing some seriously out of control taekwondo moves? Then one day, like most martial artists, you get injured, sent to the bench. I guess I could have gone home, but I wanted to be with my team because we have that kind of camaraderie. It's a brotherhood. From the bench, I could see who wasn't pivoting their feet. They twisted their hips wrong. They dropped their blocks. They could have changed the challenge with a better cut kick. The sidelines. We all want to be given this thing called life, but we don't want to stand on the sidelines. The very thought of stepping onto the sidelines bruises the ego. Then one day, you learn a lot more by learning from other people's bad habits. Learning from the sidelines. We don't know who we really are when it comes to other people's thoughts of who they think we are. And somehow, some way in the middle, they've got to meet. And if they don't, well, there's a big chance you're going to be ghosted or canceled. Because that's the way of the world at this point in time. But when you step to the side and you learn to watch, that's what the Daily Mess is all about. I'm just watching. I'm just observing. I'm just listening and smelling the atmosphere of what is right now. But when you step to the sidelines and you study what is moving through your emotional moments as well as others who are connected to you, then the story physically begins in the way of creating a conversation without canceling somebody or ghosting another person. Your daily goal is to be present. Sure, we all have this habit of living in a past that we would like to change, but you know what? Even if you could change it and it came up into this present moment where we are right now, would it really be worth its weight of gold? That's the thing about it. Somebody once said, so man, you were once married for 12 and a half years. What do you think it would be like today? I don't think about it. And the reason why I don't think about it is because that was the 1980s and the 1990s. A completely 100% different world and experience. The goal is to stay right here, to be present in your own space. But how do you make more room for you without it making it look like you're trying to take over that space? That's when people get more protective. And I've seen that so many times in the real world, especially when you go to the infield of a NASCAR race and you've got your RV. They are so protective of their space. It's down to inches. The same is true about the everyday world. Quit trying to stick out your elbows and have your own place of space peacefully. I'm Arrow, and that's the Daily Mess.